Today I want to cover this small little notebook. It's a little cute little notebook. It's probably got, I don't know, 40 pages in it. And I want to cover it. It's plain, it's stitched, and I would like to cover it. So I chose these two pages, these two papers. This one I want for my front cover, or for the outside cover, and then this one here I want to put on the inside in here to cover up some of the edges that we're going to have. So let's get started, and I will show you how I go about doing this. The first thing that we need to do is we need to measure our book. And you can do that really easily by just taking a ruler and measuring. This one is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. And those measurements are going to become pretty important in just a second. So what we need to do is we need to cut our front cover a little bit taller and a little bit longer than both of the sizes. So we said it was 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. 5 1/2 twice is 11, and I want to have about a 1/2 inch on each side to be able to wrap around. So this 12 by 12 sheet actually is going to be perfect. So I need 12 inches by, and then I said 8 1/4, right? It was 8 1/4, right? Yes, 8 1/4. So I want to do an inch, again, 1/2 inch on this side, 1/2 inch on this side. So I want to do it by 9 1/4. My paper here, we need to pay attention to the direction, because we don't want these birds to be flying north or south or upside down. So we want to make sure that they are going upright. And when I put it into my paper cutter, I want to make sure that I'm cutting the right way. So this I need to cut at 9 1/4. So I'm going to put it into my paper cutter. So that I'm cutting it the right way. And now I have 9 1/4 by 12. The inside of the covers, we know these are 5 1/2, so I need 5 1/4 by, and this is 8 1/4. So I need 5 1/4 by 8. And we can go ahead and cut those as well. This paper does not have any direction to it, so I can just cut it any old way. So I said 5 1/4. And I'm going to need 2 of those. By 8 1/2. I'm just going to stack these up. No, by 8. And those are my 2 inside covers. We don't need any of these scraps, so we can move those aside. Let's go ahead and start to glue. We want to center this in the center. And I want to make a few little marks. And I'm just going to grab a pencil. And I'm going to make a little diagonal line at each corner. I'm also going to make a line in the center right here, and I'm going to also put a small little line right there, and then on the other side make a little line there and a little line there. We need our scissors, and we're going to snip off this corner here. Snip off that corner. Snip off that corner. And if you don't get all of your little marks, that's fine because it's not going to show. And then here, I want to snip this little section here up to my line. And this little section here, just taking some of the bulk away. All right, now let's make sure we have it upright. And I do. And now I'm going to take my glue. And I'm going to run my glue all along my book. And I want a good cover. I want good adhesion. You can also use a tape runner for this. But I want pretty good adhesion all the way across. So I'm going to line this up again. I'm going to take about the center of the book. And I didn't measure this completely. And I want to press down. There we go. I'm going to do the other side now. And this one, I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to rub it all the way up. Okay, now this one looks really good. The tip goes all the way down. I don't know if you can see this. The point goes all the way down, but this one here has a little bit of extra, so I want to go ahead and just snip that away real quick. There we go. Okay, now you can score these. If you're doing a whole bunch of them, you can score a whole bunch of them all at the same time. But what I like to do is go ahead and just put my ruler down and then take my bone folder and just fold it up ever so slightly. Just seems to work better for me. And then you also don't need necessarily extra tools. If you don't have a scoreboard, you don't need it. All right, we can go ahead and glue this one down. Take your bone folder, press it in real nice. Perfect. And we're going to do the same with the sides. And grab my ruler, press that down. Start to lift my page. If your book is thicker, has a thicker cover, then it'll be a little bit easier. You probably won't even need the ruler, but my book, the cover is so thin. It's one of the reasons why I want to cover it. Put the glue down. Perfect. Let's do the other side. Now this one I can see is going to hit, when I fold it over, it's going to hit here. So I'm going to go ahead and snip just a little of it off. Thinner to medium cardstock worked really well with this. Thicker cardstock is really kind of difficult to work with when you're doing this. So just keep that in mind in choosing the papers that you want to use. And now let's get one of our covers. We're going to put that right inside, right like that. I got these books off of Amazon, from Amazon. They came in a box of 30, and I want to say it was like $31. And then we're going to put the cover right on in. We're going to make sure we've got the same amount all the way around. And it looks just like the inside cover of a book, of a nice fancy book. And there we go. We have our first side done. Now we'll do the second side. Same way. Take this, start to fold it up. There we go. Glue it down. Again, you can use tape runner with this. It works perfectly fine. I just grabbed my glue. I'm going to do this side now. Perfect. This is a great idea for papers that you're not quite sure what to do with. I love this paper, but I just don't think that I would use it in a scrapbook page. I probably wouldn't even use it in a card, but it works perfect with this. Not going to worry too much about the glue coming out because I'm going to put another piece of paper right over top of it. But I do want it to adhere down pretty well. Okay. Let me get my other piece here. I know you guys are going to ask me where I got this paper from. This paper came from a paper pack called Old World from Park Lane, and I bought it at Joann Fabrics. And if you're watching this later, I bought it spring of 2024. There we go. Wipe that little bit of glue off. Wipe that little bit of glue off. And we're all set. Take a look at that. That looks wonderful. Check that out. Now I could embellish this. I could put a little sentiment on it, a little saying. But right now I'm just going to leave it blank, and I'm just going to let those pheasants just talk to themselves. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Bye-bye.